The third that'll be a lot to go through. Oh well. Helps if I have my list in front of me. Woo! I did it. Bye. Hey fellow fiction fanatics, I'm Chase. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about 22 books that I want to read in 2022. Some of these are series I want to complete, some are books that have been on my TBR for quite some time, and some are new books that are coming out. So we're going to go from book 22 all the way to my top priority and book that I absolutely want to get to this year. I'd love to know some books that you're hoping to get to this year, so let me know down in the comments. Alright, let's get into it. Starting with book number 22, and that's gonna have to be Palace of Lies by Margaret Peterson Haddix. This is the third and final book in the Palace Chronicles, which starts off with just Ella, and this is the real story of Ella, aka Cinderella. I love that she hears her own story and is like, people believe this? It gets a little darker than I was anticipating, but I really enjoyed seeing Ella's story, and I love that she's actually just Ella and not Cinderella. That's one thing that really bothers me, is when she still sticks with the name Cinderella. It's like, no, your name's Ella. Cinderella was a stupid nickname the stepsisters gave you. I'm excited to see what happens in this third book because the second one focuses on a different character entirely, and now we're seeing how everything's gonna come together. Book number 21 is The Faceless Ones by Derek Landy. This is the third book in the Skullduggery Pleasant series. This series is about a girl who learns about this world of magic she wasn't aware of, who teams up with a skeleton detective to ultimately save the world. It's been really good so far, and I'm excited to continue on with this series. Book number 20 is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francisca Zappia. I've had this book on my TBR for a little bit. All I really know is that the girl has a comic and it's really popular, but she remains anonymous. There's a new boy at school who really enjoys her comics, and I believe they form a relationship, but she doesn't want him to know that she's the author. And I also know that this has mental health representation. And that's all I really know. I am looking forward to this, and I'm hoping to get to that this year. Book number 19 is My Imaginary Mary by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. This is the second book in their Mary series, and I'll definitely be continuing on with these books. They are hilarious, and I've really enjoyed them so far. I definitely want to get to the Mary series as soon as I can. Book number 18 is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I've definitely been meaning to get to this for a while now, but I just haven't yet, and I thought it's about time I get to it. I know this has two timelines, one where two friends are trying to create extraordinaries or people with powers, and it figured out that they can do this by near-death experiences. And then the second timeline is years later when they are enemies and one is out to kill the other. At least that's what I think. This one seems really interesting, and that's why it's number 18 on this list. Book number 17 is Forestborn by Shannon Hale. This is the fourth and final book in the Books of Bayern series, which is a series that I absolutely love. I've been doing a reread of these books. Honestly, I don't remember too much about this fourth one, except for the fact that it has to do with Reizo's younger sister, and that this is tree or nature magic. So I'm excited to finish up this series, and I'm really looking forward to my reread of this book and seeing how much I like it. And book number 16 on my list is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I have been meaning to read Six of Crows for a while now. To be honest, I didn't really have any interest in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. It didn't really appeal to me. However, I did watch the TV adaptation because I wanted to understand the magic system, specifically so I could jump into Six of Crows, because that's the one I'm interested in. I'm sure the TV series and the books are very different, but now that I have a little background, I am excited to finally get into this book, and I'm really hoping that I enjoy it. Book number 15 is Ruby Roman Holiday by E.C. Myers. I have very much enjoyed the Ruby series. So in the show, it mainly focuses on Ruby and her group and what's going on with them. And these books basically feature what's happening with everybody else at this time. And I've thoroughly enjoyed this. Definitely think it's canon. But this one has me a little nervous because we've got the villains on the cover. And I don't know what's going on with them. I'm a little worried to find out, but I definitely want to continue on with this series and see what happens next. On to book number 14, and that is 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. The premise of this book sounds really cool. This girl who witnesses magic by this person, and this person curses their brothers to be turned into cranes, and she can't speak or make a sound or else her brothers will be killed off, and they're trying to undo this curse. At least I think that's what that's about. I'm not 100% sure. I'm very much looking forward to this, and oh my gosh, this cover is gorgeous. And I'm definitely hoping I can get to this one this year. And for book number 13, I have Defy the Knight by Bridget Kemmerer. I really enjoyed the Cursebreaker trilogy by Bridget Kemmerer, and am definitely looking forward to this series. To be honest, I don't know too much about what this is about, but I've enjoyed her writing in the past, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she has next in store. For book number 12, I have Daughter of the Deep by Rick Riordan. I know that this book has to do with a marine biology school. It's not within the Percy Jackson universe, and that is by Rick Riordan, and really that's all I need to know to pick it up. I can't wait to read this one, and I'm really hoping I like it. Book number 11 is The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson. This is a companion novel to the Truly Devious series, and it features Stevie, Janelle, and Nick as they are camp counselors at a summer camp, and of course they're gonna solve a mystery. So I'm excited to see what this entails. I love these characters so much, so I'm really hoping that I like it. Book number 10 is The Lost Girls by Sonia Hartel. So this book has a fantastic premise. So this girl falls in love with a vampire, he turns her, then he dumps her, and then she realizes he's done this to multiple girls. So they decide to team up and 1, stop him from doing this to his next victim, and secondly, because they're going to kill him. That sounds amazing, and I am thoroughly intrigued, and I need to pick this up because it sounds fantastic. Book number 9 is Tokyo Ever After by Emiko Jean. I've heard that this is the Princess Diaries set in Japan, and I am here for it. That's all I really need to know. I definitely want to pick this up because that sounds fantastic. And book number 8 is You've Reached Sam by Dustin Thau. I know that this book is definitely going to be a tearjerker, but I have to pick this up because the premise is so intriguing. This girl's boyfriend, Sam, dies suddenly, and she is just distraught over this. One day she calls his phone just to hear his voicemail so that she can hear his voice once again, and he actually picks up. That's just an amazing premise. Although I'm probably gonna cry, I need to know what happens with this. So that's why it's in my number 8 spot. And book number 7 is Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder last year and absolutely loved it. When we got the reveal at the end, I realized, okay, so that's why this is a trilogy. I see where it's going, and then it did not go that direction. So I'm very intrigued to see what happens in this book because it's not where I thought it was going, and I can't wait to see what mysteries and everything that our main character is going to uncover. So can't wait to get to this one and really hoping I like it. Book number 6 is Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. So I read Daughter of Smoke and Bone last year, and I am so glad I finally picked it up. So I definitely need to continue on with the series and see what happens next because, oh boy, did we just get the tip of the iceberg, and I need to know what happens with these characters and how things are going to turn out. So cannot wait to pick this up, and it is definitely high on my priority list. Book number 5 is The Girl and the Sea by Molly Knox Ostertag. This is a graphic novel, and I love Molly Knox Ostertag. She is my favorite graphic novelist. I have been wanting more from her, so I am so excited to read this book, and I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it. So cannot wait to get to this one. The 4th book on this list is The Cursed Carnival and Other Calamities by Rick Riordan and many other authors. This is a collection of short stories that I definitely want to pick up. If it's got Rick Riordan's stamp of approval, I'm there for it. So I'm excited to see what all this is about and get introduced to all these new characters and stories. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one too. Alright, so we are on the top 3 books that I want to read this year. So book number 3 is My Contrary Mary by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. I'm currently in the middle of My Calamity Jane, so I'm hoping to get into the Mary series very soon after that. I know that this has to do with Mary, Queen of Scots, who turns into a mouse, and that we are back into the Lady Jane world. This sounds absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to jump into it. I am so happy that I have it in my collection, and so happy to be putting this in my number 3 spot. And my number 2 pick is Blood Marked by Tracy Deonn. I loved Legendborn. I thought it was so good. It blew me out of the water. It was everything I could want from it, and so new and fun, and I just fell in love with it, and I cannot wait to see what happens next. So highly anticipating this release in November. Cannot wait to read it. I am stoked. And finally, we have book number 1, which is Silverborn by Jessica Townsend. This is the 4th book in the Nevermore series, or the Morrigan Crow series, which I've absolutely loved. Book number 1 is Morgan, who believes she is a cursed child, is taken from this dreary world that she's always known into this magical world where everything is whimsical and fun, and she has to prove herself to join the Wondrous Society. So that one features a magical competition and is fantastic and so unique, unlike anything I've ever read before. And then in the 2nd book, we get to learn more about the Wondrous Society, which is basically a magical school, which is one of my favorite things. The 2nd book definitely got darker than I was expecting, and the 3rd book is essentially Zootopia. And I really don't know what's gonna happen in this 4th book because the 3rd one ended in a way that I was not expecting. Honestly, I'm kind of scared of what will happen next. All these books are just stunning and amazing, and honestly, I thought this book was gonna come out last year, and that's why it is my number 1 priority, because I've waited far too long and I need to know what happens next. So that's why this is in my number 1 spot. I will be reading it this year. I've pre-ordered it. I cannot wait for it. I am dying to read this book. So those are all 22 books that I'm making my top priority this year. Let me know if there are any series that you're wanting to complete or any books that are coming out that you really want to read this year. So let me know down in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to share the love. I'll see you next time. Bye!